Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Or I guess it will be soon. I wonder who the ghosts are. It's not clear. I guess we'll find out.
One of them is Jim.
It'll be you, probably. You are the ghosts of Saltmarsh.
I really hope not.
So, is there anything that anyone needs to do before you go to Saltmarsh, before you leave Waterdeep behind?
Yes.
Yeah? What do you need to do?
I need to buy a telescope.
Okay, sure. You could do that.
A telescope? Why
I
not a
believe it's called a
spyglass?
spyglass. But yeah, I want one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. It's it'll be expensive, but
Isn't it like 1,000 something?
yeah, it sure is.
Glass is expensive.
Yep. I have 1,600 gold under my bed at home. Now I have 600 gold.
Just to match the
Just
environment, get a tricorn.
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I figured if we're going on a boat, we need between us at least one spyglass.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Somebody
Now we
needs
have-
to hack off a leg and replace it with a wooden dowel.
I volunteer to do the hacking.
I could just take the armor plates off my leg. It's already made of wood.
I briefly considered going to see one of my wizard friends for some Saltmarsh lore,
Mm-hmm.
but one of them has been absent a lot. The one I like, and the one I don't like asks really, really, really big prices for things. That
Yeah.
I love how you're considering Vajra and what's his butt your friends.
They are my friends.
Yeah. Friendship is complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that Makaria is just enjoying being worshipped.
I mean, they don't really worship you. They just think that you are a cooler version of them. You're like the older.
No one has ever thought I was a cool or anything.
That's true. That's very true.
It's basically worship.
You've got some time on a boat, so it's possible that shine will wear off, but we'll get to that.
But for right now,
Yeah.
It's that feeling I have every time I stream and people turn up. I'm like, why?
except for Makaria is a narcissist, so she's like, "Why? Oh yeah, because I'm great."
No, yeah, no, not that. No.
So Makaria, the kids tell you, the metal teens tell you that they in Saltmarsh, there are sailors who who worship what's her name? Bashaba? No, that's the bad luck goddess. Umberly.
Burley?
Yeah, but Umberly is not a popular guy. Like
the sea, bitch.
Yeah, right. Like in the landlocked parts of it is her name. It is her name. Yep. In the landlocked parts of Saltmarsh, like the parts where there are people that like live there, there's some debate because there are some mines nearby. There's like a dwarven contingent that like found and is building those mines. They're allied with the people of Saltmarsh. And people worship like the usual gods like Lathander and Chantea.
Gross.
Kind of just the gods of like being a normal human. The
Is
normal.
there a swamp god? Can we worship Shrek?
Are there any Triton clerics that worship Vistitia
There
around?
are no Tritons that live in this area.
Hmm.
Though there have been there have been like spotting they've spotted like lizard men. Obviously the lizard men are like kind of allied with the town, and there have been sightings of other humanoids coming and going, but this is all part of the kind of ongoing struggle against these sharkmen in the area. But yeah, they're like, we're like a fringe religion. We live in the basement of an abandoned building. And
Excuse me, there's nothing fringe about the worship of Merkel.
I mean, in town it is, and they mostly don't let on that so basically they warn you, like, listen, like when you're around us and stuff, then rock on, but like when we're around everyone else, you kind of have to like keep it down on the whole Merkel thing, because like
chill, though?
yeah, you got to be chill about it because everybody's gonna get mad. So we just tell them that we're like in a band and we're practicing in the basement, not that we're worshiping an evil god. But don't tell anybody, all right? So
Wait. Is this the people who say they're playing D&D but are actually Satanists?
just we don't tell anybody about that. But we have like a sweet altar set up, and we got some skulls. And we're really the place is really cool. You're gonna like it.
Did you obtain the skulls yourself, or did you just find them?
And they like kind of look at each other like, well, we got them from.
Have you ever actually killed anyone?
Well, Orth says he killed someone one time.
Oh my god.
But listen. So you're gonna love it. The decor is great. You're gonna really like it.
Have you raised any corpses from the dead to animate them?
We got a dead rat to come back to life once, but I'm not sure it was like totally dead in the first. But you know what? Whatever. We're working on it, and that's why we need you to come and teach us how to be proper Merkelites. We want that. We want that real magic.
I feel like this is gonna turn into one of those situations where like they want the Merkelites to teach them how to be real Merkelites, and they're just gonna end up dead.
They're gonna be zombies. That's how they will serve the god.
Zombies,
Except that, Merkel does need living followers.
Yeah, but Merkel's not living, so it's like, does he really need living followers? Technically, he's
no. Actually, in the Forgotten Realms, gods need worshippers. They need like sentient living worshippers,
but I thought
or they
he
die.
wasn't technically a god.
As long as people worship him, he has like power and gets to exist.
Okay.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have cleric spells.
He can be exactly. He's real because you can cast spells.
Got it.
Yes. Castito ergo sum.
That's right. Thank you. See, Dave understands how theology works. Okay, so you just hang out with these teens and they try to impress you about their cool.
Can I talk
basement.
to Captain Clever Copper?
You want to go and meet with the captain?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's late. It's at night. You take a walk down to the docks. Do you go by yourself, or do you bring Jewel with you?
I mean, I think whoever wants to come with me that's not Macarius, more than
I mean, going for a late night stroll on the dock sounds totally like Jules' jam.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I want to get a read on like where we're actually going. I want some information about Saltmarsh and stuff.
Okay. All right.
The captain.
I feel like we get partway there and Jewel just kind of turns to her and she's like, "Wait, are we stealing something right now, or am I?"
We were just gonna go talk to the captain of the ship. They leave at dawn, so
okay.
We can make a decision as to whether we want to go to the shark and
I just need to change my mindset if that's the case.
Like takes her gloves off.
Neverwinter is north of.
I'm pretty sure
it's like, and then because Baldur's Gate is south. If those three are kind of the like
Sword Coast. Like,
and is Neverwinter on the coast or is it inland?
Is it coastal?
It has a dock.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, it's on the coast. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm looking at a map right now. Yeah, it's on the coast, and then there's a river, right? The Neverwinter River leads into the Neverwinter Wood. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So you you head down to the docks, the two of you, and you find yourself before the beautiful Leviathan.
Give us a read on this ship here, Adam.
So is it indeed beautiful?
It's a stout ship. It looks
stout. Okay.
It looks like clean, and there's no barnacles on its hull. Its sails do not look torn, and its figurehead is an enormous wooden, like painted wooden. I think it's probably like a manatee, but it's got like a beautiful like lady's body, and then a big manatee head with the whiskers. And it's clear that someone has never seen like a manatee, and they like got confused, and so there's just this like sexy manatee on the front. Yep, and it's all painted like green and white, and it's got lipstick on. It's beautiful. It's got like flowing hair. And so it's here, and there are like a crew, and they're just sitting around outside the ship. You can hear talking and stuff up on the ship itself. And so you're just walking along the docks.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like, if I can get up onto the ship, I'm just gonna like head up.
Okay, yeah, I mean you walk up to the gangplank, and one of the sailors who's sitting near it, just drinking rum and being a sailor, he stands up and he puts a hand out and he says, "Oh, hold on there. Where are you going?"
I was hoping to get a chance to talk to the captain of this ship, the beautiful Leviathan. I'm in the right place.
He looks back. He looks at the ship, and we get the like the focus pull to the ship, and then back, and he's like, "You've come to the right place, but the captain He's asleep. Clever Copper needs his beauty rest on account of the sailing tomorrow. Heading north to Neverwinter.
That is what I was actually going to. Wait, you're headed to Neverwinter?
And he nods. We've got some stops along the way, but Neverwinter is the ultimate destination.
And Saltmarsh would be one of those stops?
He scowls and he says, I will be stopping in Saltmarsh.
Sounds like you don't particularly like the place. What's wrong with it?
You've clearly never been to Saltmarsh before.
No, but I have a feeling we'll be going very shortly, and I'd like to know what I'm getting into.
Ugh, I'm sorry that that's your fate, but... Well, I mean, just the name of the place. Doesn't it sound disgusting? Nobody likes a marsh. And salt, well, it's good for meat, but you don't want it all over you. They couldn't have named it something nicer, like... Pepper Cove? See, that's better.
I suppose. Is the name the problem?
He shakes his head and he says, no, it's the people. They're all sour and ugly. And he says, listen, we're only there to pick up some provisions and, well...
Oh, good, it's Innsmouth.
drop off some passengers. And then we're on our way. If that's your destination, well, I'm sorry that's the hand the gods had dealt you, but, well, you gotta roll with the punches, right? At least your time on the boat will be nice. There's no vessel more beautiful than the Leviathan. Just look at her.
It is in the name.
If it weren't illegal for a man to love a boat, he puts his hand on his heart. Just kind of gets lost in his own fantasies about how he loves this boat.
I don't think that's illegal.
You say that, and he's like, oh, where I'm from, it is.
All right, well...
We had to make amendments to the law, you see, because... you don't need to hear my life story.
All right, well, I guess I was going to ask the captain those same questions, but you've covered it. The place sucks.
He says, if you're going to Saltmarsh, and he looks at you, and he sees, like, you have your weapons on you?
Yeah, I have a long sword on
Yeah,
my
so
hip.
he sees it, and he says, well, good, you're already prepared. Had places just gotten nastier and nastier as time's gone on. Monsters all about. And sailors coming down from Neverwinter have been saying there's been a fell sense in the air. Like
A fell sense.
Like the night before a bad storm. A true sailor can feel it. In Saltmarsh, it feels like there's a storm coming.
And when you say it's clear she wants to ask more specific questions about, like, do you mean in the magical way? Like that there's some kind of curse or whatever? But I don't know if this guy would know any of that. So she sort of holds herself back a little bit. Like, he's already told me that. I'm like, all right. Fell sense. Got it. Keep my wits about me. Dangerous place. I suppose I'll see you in the morning when we depart.
He nods and he says, yeah, get yourself a good night's rest, and we'll see you at dawn. And we set sail for the north.
Very dramatic. But thank you.
Yeah.
I might turn some leaves.
Okay, all right, cool. So you head out. Anything else besides just like resting?
Jewel.
Yeah, Julie, you got anything you want to do?
No, she's just around for watching. I think
Hanging
But
about.
you know what? She probably like gets some maps and like does some of the research because apparently she's the best at investigation.
Where do you
It's like
where do you get
maybe
these maps from? There's like a middle of the night Sword Coast Cartography Association. You can
I think
visit,
she
or-
just I assume they have a couple of books of like
I'm sure she has maps.
the geography of Faerun. So she's like got an atlas and she's like,
Oh, so you
where
go
is-"
to a library.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She just wants like a basic, like, okay, well, where is this place?
Mm-hmm.
She's from islands. They're far away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, make an investigation check. Let's see how that goes.
It's more like general.
Yeah, it's a research roll.
Yeah, she's not like, oh, I gotta do something. Sorry, super 24.
Nice. Okay. So
Like, how close is it to Waterdeep? And
yeah, you probably find a book called like Saltmarsh. Does anyone care? A history. So Saltmarsh started as like a crappy fishing village partway between Neverwinter and Waterdeep. It doesn't really fall under the jurisdiction of either one, and nobody really cared about it for a really long time. There was just a bunch of people that lived there that were fishermen, and it has had its own share of bad luck, right? Vessels going missing, so on and so forth. Generally, it's considered to be, there's some jokes from the author that are like, Neverwinter doesn't want it, Waterdeep doesn't want it, so it belongs to Umberly, right? That like this place, they're not saying it's cursed, but no one really like wants to live there unless they were born there. However, you find some other more recent documents, mostly like trade documents and stuff, about how with this mine opening up nearby, there has been more traffic through it. Fishing is actually like pretty decent in Saltmarsh. Yeah, and it looks like the counterpoint is like Saltmarsh, a town on the rise. It looks like the place is kind of primed. If you have an eye for it, the place is primed to become like a trade port. Dwarves from the north have come down with this mine opening up,
right? Or is it?
Yeah. It's a coastal town. It's just north of the Mere of Dead Men, which is like an actually cursed swamp.
I love cursed mires.
Yeah. But I think probably the thing that you draw, the conclusion that you can draw from this is that it's likely in the economic position that it's in because it's been ignored for so long, because people are like, ew, Saltmarsh. But now it's like, haha, we're starting to like get our shit together. Yeah. So if it doesn't get destroyed by Sharkmen, Saltmarsh has a great future ahead of it.
But given its proximity to both Neverwinter and Waterdeep, like if it is destroyed by Sharkmen, then maybe someone will care about it.
Yeah, right? Well, this is the thing, is that if it can survive, it might have a position to get Neverwinter and Waterdeep kind of like pitted against each other, where Waterdeep might be like, we'll protect you from future Sharkmen, and Neverwinter's like, no, we can do a better job. And then also the dwarves who are like, yeah, but look, we got this cool mine, we could use it as a port. So it's potentially on the rise, but it does sound like a miserable shit town. Like bad weather, salty marshes, a lot of like, wind blowing in off the ocean. Like it's, unless you like dour seaside towns or want to become a lighthouse keeper, it might not necessarily be the best place to live. Looking into books about like the kind of occupants of the region, what the kids say is true, that there are in the marshes, there are tribes of lizard men. The sea around this area is full of all kinds of interesting, intelligent and semi-intelligent fauna. It seems to be that there are like sightings of tritons and merfolk and what have you in the area. Though all of these books are written by human or humanocentric like people. So. And Dave, to answer your question about Neverwinter, it is magic. There's like a magic bubble that keeps it from ever being cold there.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking about all the names of different places.
Yeah. It's called Neverwinter, I think, because there's a magic effect, a Dalaran bubble there, and yeah, there's like magic hot springs and stuff. I think I forget the exact reason.
Is it magically deeper water where
I'm not sure why it's called Waterdeep. I think it had like an older name that got translated or something.
Could be.
To be fair, it has water.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's deep underground. That's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some prep as well.
Yeah.
I went and bought some stuff.
Yeah, what did you buy?
A journey. Well, we found out that there were shark people.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's a fishing town.
Yeah.
So 8 has gone and bought some fishing tackle.
Uh-huh.
Also a block and tackle, because they weren't really sure what the difference was. A big winch system that I can set up now. So that seems nice. Just put it in the bag.
So the thing is, there's actually this is the thing about the history of Saltmarsh. They're very, very good at testing lifting equipment because of all of the winch trials that they
The
had in
hoisting.
Saltmarsh.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Saltmarsh winch trials are like a big thing in their history. What else did you buy?
I bought 4 non-magical javelins.
Yeah.
Which were sold to me as harpoons.
Mm-hmm.
2 tridents. And a net.
What does Annette do? Is she like a hireling or?
Yeah. She helps me set up the block and tackle.
Hey everybody, this is Annette. She's coming along with us. I don't. Okay.
Yeah. Throwing implements to like kill sharks if we go underwater, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like fish, shark people.
Yeah.
I probably just went up and asked someone like, how do you kill a shark? And they're like,
Here,
Like a
buy
harpoon?
these things.
It's like,
Special shark repellent.
what's a harpoon?
Mhm.
It's like a javelin underwater. So can I just use normal javelins? No, you can use these special ones. They cost 2 gold. They're like, yeah, all right.
They got fins on them for underwater speed.
So, are we considering underwater gear that we may need? Because water breathing potions, I guess we could buy now.
Is there available
No.
water breathing potions?
Do we still have one, or did we get rid of it?
We
I
can
still
get
have
rid of
one.
it.
I'm pretty sure. Let me just check my inventory here.
I have a beholder fungal scraping.
That's not gonna help you.
Oh no, I
No.
do not have. It.
I don't. I mean, can anyone
I
cast?
think you used
Macaria
it.
can cast water breathing, right?
Can I?
I believe that is a spell that you're capable of
Might be.
casting.
Let's Google it.
And
I think that
I-
Arcturus could, but I don't know.
I think let me check. I don't have it handy, but let me see if I can find, because in Dragon
No.
Heist, I think you
You
have a
cannot.
neighbor that sells potions, right?
Yeah, the herbalist.
Yeah, we have the
The
herbalist.
herbalist
we had water
person.
walk.
Yeah,
I don't-
Macaria cannot cast it. It's Druid, Ranger, Sorcerer, and Wizard.
Yeah. I think what you're thinking about was when we walked on water.
Right.
So you might want to get those. I don't know.
I could buy them from our elven herbalist friend.
They do. Yeah, they do sell potions of water breathing for 250 gold.
250 gold each.
Yep.
I will buy 8.
Okay. Damn.
Get
Can
Yeah,
you
Eight
Fala.
is more expensive
Oh.
than 250.
Let me roll. Hold on. Let me roll to see how many are available.
Yeah, can you get some healing potions too?
There are only 2 potions of water breathing available.
I will buy more healing potions.
All
Okay,
right,
hang
I
on.
will buy the water.
We got to roll to see how many are available to you. Okay, so Rin, you're gonna buy 2 water breathing
I will
potions.
buy them just in case we need them.
Okay, and then potion of healing. There are 5 available. They're 50 gold apiece.
I'll buy all 5. It's not like we're not going to use them eventually. But do
They're-
they have an expiration date on them?
You best enjoyed before Marpanoth. No, I don't think so. There are 2 potions of greater healing as well. Those are 250 gold.
yeah, I want that.
Okay.
Give me those.
There are 5 potions of climbing. Big season for climbing, I guess. And then there are 2 potions of animal friendship.
I'm gonna buy a potion of animal friendship, please, Adam.
Okay. Good.
Macaria
How much is
evidently.
the potion of animal friendship
Mhm.
worth?
How much is it?
They are 125 gold.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I buy one.
Macaria spends her time being praised and laughing at the Berkelites, and then I think that she
Do you
when
share? Do you share your Saltmarsh whiskey with them?
I mean, they can have it. It's gross.
It's
No,
it's,
I
yeah, but the
do-
thing
I
is,
drink-
Macaria.
I drink Yex stuff.
It's gross, but it's
don't-
strong.
I don't share with them.
Only the
no.
first glass is gross. So you
I
don't. You just
get
get
drunk.
drunk by yourself with a couple of teenagers.
Yeah, and then at dawn, having not slept, probably still drunk, wearing a pirate costume.
Oh yeah, because you have one of those, right, from before. Awesome. Did you need like a fake pirate name? Do you want to roll for one?
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead. Roll 2d20. Macaria's fake.
2d20.
Macaria's fake pirate name that you come up with while you're drunk is
What is it?
The black cur.
Yeah.
Cur?
That's perfect.
The black cur.
Uh,
I mean, you could have been the black angel or ugly
man.
blood, but that's fine. All
The
right.
black cur.
That's your new pirate name. Okay.
All right, I'm ready to go, everybody.
Macaria's drunk, ready to go at dawn. Oh my god.
Perfect. All right.
I got my
Friends.
fucking pirate on. I'm ready.
Rin's got like a backpack and her violin in its travel case.
Oh yeah, the waterproof case.
Yeah.
Let's see. Travel. Let's see how long it takes. Travel between Waterdeep and Neverwinter. If I had a full map of the Forgotten Realms right now, I could do this by hand. But let's see how long it takes.
Don't call me Macaria anymore.
Big map of the Sword Coast. Okay,
What's
so
your
from
map?
Waterdeep to Neverwinter. Let me look at the scale here. Oh, it's not that far actually, because you're only going to the north of the Mirror Dead Man, which is like.
By
Oh, I
black
think
cur. I'm the
it's
pirate.
Like 200 miles, give or take.
push you over.
Okay, so let's see how long it takes. Travel by ship. Let's see here.
I still want to meet this clever copper guy. I bet he's cool.
I forgot to tell you all as well. The most important thing I bought
What?
was thinking about the whole, signal whistle thing and how it wasn't working out for me super well. So I bought a bell.
Right, because you can. Okay.
It's a signal bell.
You don't need to buy one. Macaria points and casts Toll of the Dead at one of the Merkelites. It's fine.
Don't do that. You're gonna kill them.
It's
Oops.
got like
You
6 HP.
Yeah, you'll kill them. Don't do
Oh.
yeah, don't do that.
Macaria.
Oh my God.
I think Macari's about to do an 8's like, no.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I was saying
it's
you
too-
don't need a bell.
Okay, so this ship is it's a sailing ship, so it's it can go 120 miles a day. So yeah, it'll take you like 2 and a bit days to get to Saltmarsh from here.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not so bad at all. Okay.
But
What happened to the Mojron? Did we get to keep it? Or are we going to work that out next time?
We'll work it out next time. Yeah, we'll return.
Okay,
to-
we left it there for the minute.
That's
We'll-
right. Yeah, it's asleep.
I think these are alternate timeline versions of
Yeah,
ourselves
this
that
is
will
a split off, and you'll merge.
yeah, they'll merge back in. It'll be weird.
it's like when you take the Infinity Stone from one timeline and then you have to make sure to get it back at the same time you took it, or else it'll
The
like.
Forgotten Realms are complicated enough without us adding time travel horse shit to it, so we're just not going to do that. Okay, so you go down to the docks. It is a beautiful early fall day. Probably the crew of the beautiful Leviathan are they're very much like, I imagine they're very much like Disney sailors. Like they're singing,
Yes, they're singing.
and
Like
pulling
some
the-
there's some like Virginia company like beginning of Pocahontas. Like,
Yeah.
level
Like
of
the Little Mermaid part
going
2,
on
yeah.
there.
what's that musical about? The HMS Pinafore. Yeah.
Oh God, we get all
The
Gilbert and
Marmot
Sullivan.
Yes,
on
the
here?
ship is absolutely 100% a Gilbert and Sullivan type boat.
Oh my god.
So
Jewel is miserable.
yeah, so there's a lot of singing.
Being with her family.
You board the ship. Most of the people who are boarding the ships, this is like a cruise vessel from here to Neverwinter with stops in Saltmarsh and a couple of other little places to like go shopping and like, look around and then get back on your boat and get out of here.
I've been on the Disney cruise. I know how this works.
And so as a result, Captain Copper the Clever is a character, basically, being played by a regular sailor. So he's probably more actor than sailor. He's dressed in like an admiral's uniform with all kinds of like badges, like medals, but they're medals for like
the
most
very
friendliest
model of
captain.
Where'd you get that?
Modern
Where'd you get that one?
Admiral Captain.
You got
Where's
it.
that one from? Where'd you get that one?
And so this
Did you
as,
kill anyone for any of these?
as a customer service professional, this captain is very good at handling drunk assholes like Macaria. And so the captain like personally introduces himself to everybody who comes on board. He's very handsome. He's built like a triangle. Super
He's a
broad,
Dorito.
super broad shoulders, the big hat, the big like admiral's hat with the
Favorite's
feather.
ass.
Yeah. And and he like personally shakes everyone's hand. He's like, "Welcome aboard the Leviathan. Welcome aboard the Leviathan. Thank you."
Don't touch me.
He's got little like junior crew member hats for like the kids. And so Macario, when you come up and you're like, "I'm getting in your boat," and he's like, "Uh-oh, crew," and the crew all like stop in mid-song. He's like, "It looks like we've got a salty sailor on board."
I'm a sailor.
He looks at you and he says, "I can tell a pirate when I see one. Now, little lady, do we have to put you in the brig, or you're going to be a well-behaved pirate on this journey?"
I'm laughing my ass off.
Yeah, right? They're treating, like, everyone else can see that they're treating her like a 10-year-old. Like a grumpy kid.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
It depends. How legal is unsanctioned murder?
And he says, "Murder? Well, we'll have no murdering aboard the beautiful Leviathan. This is a family boat, young lady. Take her away to the brig." And then they start the, like, "To the brig" song.
Don't touch me.
And so you...
It's in the back, and he's just like, "Oh."
And so they like take you away to the brig and like lock you up.
Get off me, I'll fucking kill you.
And the two teens are doing their best to be like really sullen, but we probably catch one of them like nodding along to the brig song. And then as soon as the other one looks at them, they're like, "Oh, the song sucks. I hate this boat." So that's what happens to you. The captain, Jewel, at one point when you're all boarding, you're coming up the gangplank, and everybody's being welcomed on the ship, and the bosun is like checking everyone's names off to make sure they have everyone. As you come onto the boat, Jewel,
Don't do it.
the captain looks at you and he says, "Aha! It's good luck to have a cat on board." And he says, "Welcome to the beautiful Leviathan." And he takes his hat off and he gives you like a deep bow.
Just stands there, stares at him for a second.
And he says, "But don't worry, we've got plenty for you to eat on board, so there's no need to go chasing rats. This is a rat-free ship."
Did you really just insinuate that I would go eat rats because I am a cat?
And he looks at you like, "Well, yeah, of course. Like that's yes."
You should
Isn't that-
reconsider your biases. And she walks away.
Yeah. So as you walk on, the bosun is like, "I swear I recognize that cat lady," and they both like look at you like, "I know her from somewhere."
She just has one of those
The markings.
And as you get on board, he I think who maybe 8, you're like the last one on board the ship. Have you been on a ship before, 8?
No.
Yeah, so you walk up the gangplank like bends under your weight, and as you get up on the ship, I think that the crew, they all kind of have gathered to like watch as you, because they see your head and they just keep waiting for you to be finished. Like you just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and step up on the boat, and I swear to God, you can feel the ship list slightly as you get on, and they both just like, they all stare at you. And the captain says, "Well, you're a tall drink of water, aren't you? You won't be needing all that metal armor on board my ship. I don't plan on us being caught by pirates." And there's like some whispering, "Besides the one we've got in the brig." And he gives you a little punch.
Yes, keep her there. She is a danger to everyone around her.
And they kind of look at each other like, "Are you? Is that we're all joking or no?" Okay.
Yes, we're joking, sort of. I think she'll behave.
And he says,
Someone tries to take her giant jug of Saltmarsh, like scotch or whatever, from her, and she does the thing where she just like goes to point again.
There's a big sign. There's a big sign on the ship like, "No outside food or drink, please."
Don't touch it.
They make a lot of their money off concession. So 8, the captain says, "Well, if we do run into any trouble, I'm glad to have you on board. And if you feel like taking off all that armor, we're supposed to have sunny weather all the way to Neverwinter, so feel free to take advantage of the deck."
Yes, we'll see about that. Am I allowed to fish?
And he squints. He says, "Well, we're going to be moving much too quickly for fishing, but any time that we're at rest, of course."
I was going to practice. I thought it might be a nice new hobby.
Well, if you're interested in going on a fishing tour, there's an exciting little opportunity in Saltmarsh. Talk to the bosun. He can get you signed up. It's only 25 silver.
Immediately turn to them. It's like, yes. To go on a fishing trip.
Yeah. So the bosun's like, good. Let's talk. And he like takes you aside, and basically the bosun tries to sell you like a day package of like fishing for you and your
Go
friends.
buy it. No, I'm doing it. I'm going.
Okay, it's 25 gold a person. With an
25
extra.
gold, Jesus.
There's an
You
extra
said
like,
silver. You
or
said
25 silver. Yeah, 25 silver a person with like an extra 1 gold like add on if you want to take like the deluxe version.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
Sweet.
So you get signed up for a little fishing tour in Saltmarsh.
Heck yes. Think of all the fishing you can do when you don't sleep.
It's true. Yeah. Eight's gonna learn the fishing minigame.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So you head off, and as the captain promises, the weather is good, and the wind is in the sails of the beautiful Leviathan, and you leave Waterdeep. You leave Waterdeep behind, and begin traveling up the Sword Coast. So as you travel north in this swift sailing ship, you find that the weather does get a little gloomier, a little colder as you head north. There isn't a storm that kicks up or anything, but you feel like you're leaving summer behind, and I think you can see out into the ocean, because the ocean is on your left as you travel north. You can see some clouds kind of roiling out in the distance over the open ocean. And
I rolled to see if I was seasick, and I'm not seasick.
You made a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
That was the other character.
Oh yeah, Arcturus hated
Arcturus had
boats.
seasickness. Yeah.
Oh, I miss him. Okay.
So you head out. And I think that like most of the first couple of days, like the other travelers, who seem to be mostly like nobles, out on vacation, they kind of keep their distance from you because you seem like weirdos. But there's a lot of people standing on the dock, like looking out to sea and what have you. But Rin,
Yes.
I think maybe like it's like on its way to twilight. It's getting dark on that first day. How does Rin handle being on a boat? Do you have your sea legs? Do you
Boats
stare
are
wistfully out to sea?
Boats are definitely she'd be more happy flying than sailing.
Yeah. So maybe you're looking up at the sky and seeing that there are like seabirds that kind of are following the boat. Picking up stuff that the nobility drop overboard or whatever.
Yeah. I think she's probably like sitting at the bow, like at the front of the ship, trying to see as little of the ship as possible while looking out at like everything else, and sort of just going like, it's sort of familiar, but it doesn't really scratch the appropriate itches.
You need Leonardo DiCaprio behind you, so you can... Perfect. Okay. So you're standing up there. Can you make
taking out her violin and like tuning it?
Can you make a perception check for me?
Of course I can.
Okay. I need to see if you notice something before it happens. An 8. Okay. Let's see how we do here.
Aha, yes. You don't notice me before I push you. Ridge. Ha 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 ha. Pranks.
Why would you do this?
Okay, so
Japes.
all of a sudden, Rin, you're staring out of the ocean. All of a sudden, you feel someone put their hands over your eyes from behind, and you hear, "Guess who?"
Oh no!
What do you do?
There's a surprise, like almost squawk of surprise. You know what I mean? Like, ah! And you just like
You like start, and he takes his hands off of your eyes. You turn around, and you see first, glistening in the sun, the slightly sea-tousled, curling, golden and orange locks of Floon Blagomar. Floon is dressed in the puffiest shirt you have ever seen, with like big puffy blouse sleeves. He's got like silk trousers and big tall like knee-high boots. and he's grown like a Van Dyke, like the little mustache and then the beard, and he when he sees you, he's got a big smile on his face, and he says, "It's so good to see you again," and he like throws himself at you for a big hug.
She like is hugged but not really hugging back.
Yeah, and he pulls away and he says, "What good luck that we find ourselves here on this beautiful boat together. I thought that I heard 8 clomping around earlier. To be out at sea." And he starts coughing. He says, I haven't quite got my sea legs or my sea lungs or really any part of me under me yet, but I think I'll take to the ocean quite nicely."
Do you spend a lot of time on ships, Floon?
Oh, but mostly below decks. But I've been on a ship or two. I was in Baldur's Gate for a while some years ago, and I've been back and forth from Neverwinter several times since last we met. I've been working for the Never Embers, you see. But I thought I'd take a bit of a pleasure cruise, and he like looks around, and he says, you know, sometimes these boats have lonely people looking for affection. So I'm working and taking a little bit of pleasure time for myself.
So headed to Neverwinter then?
He nods. Yes, I am. Before the bad weather comes to Waterdeep.
You know, you really should consider your introductions a little more. We know each other pretty well by now. I like to think we've seen each other a couple of times. I would prefer if that when you start conversations with me, you not start them with surprises or hugs or any of that. Talking, fine. Let's not do the other parts though. Maybe.
He nods, and he gives you like a little bow, and he's like, "But of course, my lady." And he looks around and he says, so are your other friends here as well? Where are you going? Heading to Neverwinter?
As much as I wish that I were, no. We're headed to Saltmarsh on the way.
Oh, Saltmarsh. I've heard it's very interesting there.
Someone has asked us for help, and we're helping.
Oh, how exciting. Off on an adventure. Oh, Valo would be so pleased to hear it. I know he was very fond of you and your friends for everything that you did for him.
Yes, he's off across the sea now, I think.
Yeah, right? And he turns and he looks out to sea, out to the west. And he gets kind of like a far-off look in his face. And he says, "Ah, yes. A long voyage to a mysterious continent. What a life Valo lives."
So you're just here to wind your way through the fair and head to Neverwinter. You said it was business end. Was you doing something for Rainier out in
He looks around and he says, "Oh no, this part of the business is just for me." And he like looks around, and you can see like there are, for some reason, the demographic on this boat are like older noble ladies. They're in like clusters around the boat, and he like catches the eye of one of them and gives them a little wave, and she like, ooh, and like turns and like fans herself. And he says, I was surprised to find you on this particular boat. It has a clientele, if you will, that appreciates my talents.
Yes, so it seems. We didn't really pick the ship so much as just get told this is where we were headed. And if it stops on the way where we need to go, then it stops on the way. Floon, let me help you with your task.
He like leans over like, I'm listening.
Lean in. Very close. Very close.
Oh, I love secrets.
Very close.
Yeah.
Now we're having a nice private conversation here. You know,
he looks around like,
half elf, very attractive. You know, I like to think of myself. And she's like, and now I'm going to turn you away, and you can go to them for sympathy.
He nods and he says, yes, a bit of theatrics.
And as soon as he says yes, I slap him across the face, just as like hard as I can.
Okay. All right. So, I'm gonna make a saving throw for Floon. You slap Floon across the face as hard as you can. And
I'll give him bardic inspiration as well.
what do you think? What do you think the saving throw should be here? How you hit him pretty hard, but you're not super strong to begin with.
Constitution,
I mean, I know what's the DC. What do you think, Rin?
Oh,
What's the DC?
like 13?
Basically to like roll
I don't
with
think
it.
Rin is not very strong. She's like 10 strength. So
Okay.
even her hardest slap is still sort of baseline regular person slap. You know what I mean?
I want to slap him now.
Okay, all right.
Frick,
So
right.
so you think DC 13? You said
Or 12.
DC 12?
I guess.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
let's call it 12.
All right. He doesn't see it coming. So Floon rolled a 1. So here's what happens. You're like, come here, Secret. So I'm gonna help you. Smack! You hit him. He spins, hits the edge of the boat, and goes overboard.
Oh, shit!
So there's a scream, and we hear the Wilhelm, and then he splashes into the water. You hear a shout from one of the sailors, "Man overboard!" And there's like shouting, and they're like pulling at the rigging to stop the ship, and you see him like flapping around in the water. Jewel,
And you hear in the background, "I'll get him," and then splash, like a really loud one.
so you just step off the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jules just watch.
Can you float?
Yeah, well, that's the question. Can you float? Right? Like,
No, I'd go all the way to the bottom, then swim back up again.
so there's another big splash. Someone else shouts like, "We've got another one overboard!" And then, so the ship turns around. Yeah, eight sinks like a cannonball, just down to the bottom. Jewel? What are you gonna do? Rin, you're
was
just like,
content to just watch Floon splash until probably the sailors got him out. But now 8's down there, and she actually likes 8.
mhm.
Does she know if 8 can swim or float or?
Yeah. So the thing
We've
is,
done
it's,
this ocean thing before. 8
Yeah.
things to the bottom, but he doesn't have to breathe.
yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have to breathe. They're quite heavy.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah, I do think that they sink rather than.
Yeah, but they were gonna go to the bottom and push off and swim up,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah, they can swim. I have swum before in the the harbor.
Okay.
Of
Yeah.
Deep.
So the ship has stopped. The crew is like thrown down the anchor. They're getting like a rescue boat. All of the like sailors have put on their orange safety vests, and they're all getting ready to like dive in.
you don't have to bother with all of that.
You're in the
Yeah,
brig.
she'll just watch
You're
it.
you're drinking in the brig with your teenage friends
Why are they putting me in the brig and leaving me there? That's
because
not
you're a
fair.
bad pirate, and that's where you go.
Damn it.
I sort of lean over the edge to see if Floon is
Yeah.
still like kicking, and then
Yeah. Floon is trying to stay afloat.
there's not really much else I can do. So
He's very waterlogged by all of his cravats and like
Very
layers of
very
silk.
Yeah, Jewel like walks over to Rin. What did you do?
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to help him out. He didn't.
Oh,
You know, he didn't take the slap very well.
So there are a bunch of old ladies at the edge just being like, "Oh goodness," like just so
I think-
scared that he's gonna drown, and there's just like,
I think it, and I like lean over to Jewel, and I'm like, see, I think it still worked. It's
Oh.
just he's gonna be a little wetter than anticipated.
so
Yeah.
8, I think between you and the crew in their little boat, you managed to you kick off the bottom. You managed to help Floon get into this boat, and they bring him back. They paddle over, and he climbs up, and he's just like soaked. And Rin, let's go ahead and make a performance check for this whole affair.
Sure thing.
Let's see how it
I don't
plays
think I've
out.
made any performance checks pretty much ever. So
Yeah, because
Here
this
we
is
go.
like orchestrating a performance.
15.
Yeah, okay. So that is the old lady's reaction. Like, it's not, "Oh, you idiot, you fell off the boat." It's like, that nasty woman pushed you overboard, but you're so brave. You survived. Like, we need to nurse you back to health. And he's just like, I'm so helpless. I almost drowned.
If I catch his eye for just a second, I give him the old like.
Yeah, he winks back at you, and he's just like, oh, I feel faint. I need to lie down. And they're like, oh, you can come lie down in our cabin. And they like take the old lady's like, take him away to nurse him back to health. Beautiful. It's a lovely affair. And so once the captain realizes that the silliness is over, he gathers everyone up and he's like, back we go, and they unfurl the sails and turn it around and head north. I think that's probably the most excitement that you get before arriving in Saltmarsh.
Probably best that he surprised Rin, because I'm confident that if it had been anyone else, we would have murdered
You would have been
him.
stabbed through the chest. Yeah.
No, Jewel would have been like,
Exactly. All right, so let me Indiana Jones this map for you.
yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. There you go. All right. So there's Saltmarsh there. This is the Saltmarsh and environs map. So you make your way north up to, or I guess, ignore. Can you guys see the compass rose on your version of the map? I'm going to delete it or move it. Okay, you can't. Perfect. Then that means I can mess with it in the GM overlay. Here, we'll just do this. Check it out, everybody. Boop, 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 boop. No, north is that way. Easy as pie. So you arrive in the vicinity. You can see, yeah, now it's Zorth. You're heading Zorth. It's the Forgotten Realms. It's got weird dimensions. You can go Oost, Zorth, Soth, and yeah, other Oost. So you arrive within sight of Saltmarsh. You can see that it sits in this little cove, and then the area continues. And if you look a little further north, you can see that there's a river that feeds into the eponymous Saltmarsh.
I have a red X marking the spot.
There is a red X up there. We'll talk about that later.
Oh.
So, across from Saltmarsh, you can see that there is there's a tower up here somewhere, like rising up out of the distance, and then there's a little island over here as well, kind of out in the area that seems to have some kind of construction on it. And yes, that's right, 8. Boop, boop, boop. You get to use your spyglass, and you can see the tower, and there looks like an abbey or a monastery on that island up here.
Is that where the Merkle Church is in the basement?
I don't know. Do you ask the teenagers?
Are
Everybody's
they-
up on the deck now waiting.
Are they
for
in
your
the brig
arrival.
with me or
No. They hang out with you all the time because you're like their cool grown up friend.
grown up?
They're like
Cool
in grade
friend.
they're like in grade 11, and you're in like the first year of college, so they think you're like a cool adult who can buy them booze and smokes.
They brought me booze. Anyway,
They go to shows. They think you're in a band. So they're up on. Everybody's up on the deck, and you can see the town of Saltmarsh in the distance. I think you can see over here that there are some hills with like roads coming up out of them, and then a road that leads down along the coast as you come up towards.
I wish that
Saltmarsh.
everyone would be a little bit more quiet. Ugh.
Anybody who's talking near you gets scowled at by your teenagers. They're just like, shut up, Makari is hungover. And so as the ship continues approaching,
Black Cur. My
That's
name
right, sorry, the black cur. I'm gonna flip flop the.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna flip flop the map on you again, though. I don't
Why
know
do
if
you
this
have-
one is. This one is not separated, so I'm gonna just draw
and
on
the
the map
north
here.
is still
Nope,
this way.
it's wrong. Now north is down, I think, in our version. Of
Yeah,
it.
it's down.
Yeah, based on the last map.
Yeah, north would be down now. So let me just fix the map.
None of this makes any sense.
It's okay. It's just that in the Forgotten Realms, the ocean is in a different place.
Oh,
So the
yeah.
reason that this is happening this way is because Saltmarsh is based in Greyhawk, and Greyhawk is aligned differently.
Well, that confuses me as someone who lives on the Pacific Ocean. So
Yes, it's all very confusing. So yeah, so you were arriving. You're arriving in this direction, and yeah, Weast, exactly. Yeah, and so you're gonna be docking kind of somewhere in this vicinity as you approach. So anything that you want to do on the boat? Any questions? Rin, you have not seen for all of yesterday, the rest of today, the night. Like it's daytime. You're kind of like mid morning. Floon has vanished. You have not seen him.
Okay. Well then, success on my part.
Yeah, you definitely got him out of your hair.
So I don't think I have anything that I need to do before we arrive,
Okay, all right,
boat wise.
good. That sounds like that sounds good. You don't want things to do boat wise. So you you arrive in Saltmarsh, and I think probably the place that the boat is going to dock would be like right in the harbor here. So somewhere in there, and immediately there are things happening, right? Because this boat is only going to be here overnight, and then the next morning they're leaving to go north. So people who are not taking a tour, they are going to go and walk around and see the sights of Saltmarsh. 8, you were approached by a sailor, the bosun, probably, who acts as tour guide, who's like, "All right, everybody, we're going on our fishing tour of Saltmarsh."
Sweet.
So they'll gather you up for that, but everybody else can go out onto the ship. Some people have rooms in a nearby inn in Saltmarsh to spend the night. Other people are staying on the boat, depending on what tour package they bought. And all of you are set to your own devices in Saltmarsh.
Well, I think finding a base of operations is a good place to start, like an inn or a tavern.
Yeah,
And that's when the teens say, "Oh, don't worry, we've got you covered. You can come and stay at the temple."
yeah.
Do we want to?
I remember that you mentioned bodies at some point.
Well, yes.
I don't know if I want to.
Rin, you're making a fuss, but you and I both know that you're used to living with corpses.
Not adjacent to them. We're a good 2 stories above where you keep your corpses. So.
And the kids, they kind of scowl, and they're like, "Well, I mean, if you don't want to stay in the temple, there's an inn, I guess, but it's." And they make that like, it's not cool. It's not a cool inn.
All right, fine. Show me the temple. I'll make my decision after.
And they're like, "Yes, sick. Let's go to the temple." And they're really excited. And so,
Sick.
I think probably Jessamine stays, and Zac Efron is gonna like run ahead. He's like, "All right, I'll let everybody know we're coming." And he like runs off the boat and like dashes off into town. And Jessamine stays with you, and it's like, "Welcome to Saltmarsh. It sucks. Let's go." And everybody disembarks, and I think we'll take our next break there, and when we come back, we can explore the salty streets of Saltmarsh. You can go wander around, or in 8's case, you can go on a fishing tour. All right, stick around. We will be right back with more.